Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Injustice 2 Versus! And today is the Bat versus the Cat with the wedding discussion thing. Yay.
Yay. And we get to figure out what happens when they get married.
Yeah.
It's been hyped up for like 17 million years.
We haven't been alive that long. And they haven't even been dating that long. Let's go to Arkham!
Batman doesn't even look like himself in this. Bruce Wayne.
He looks like Bond.
His face looks weird. His nose looks way too big.
Yeah.
No offense.
Too much plastic surgery there. Ah! I love that. Bruce Bane!
I know.
You joined the regime, remember?
Bruce, honey, let it go.
Begin.
Oh, Frozen reference. Alright, so the Bat and the Cat marriage fiasco.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna tell you that Luke showed me the comic and it looked like, I don't know, something about them snuggling and then later on they both like leaped to their deaths before the wedding. Like, there was a note left on Bruce's bed and then after that
Dear John letter.
Catwoman left to her death, and then Batman left to his death. That's all I can tell what happened. I cannot understand. I don't understand comics at all. They're just like, you were there, I was there. It was when I was at the beginning. It was dark outside. You were on the rooftop, and you were there. You didn't know I was there, but I was there. It was just it's just stupid. It's just like, no wonder people are so like hoity-toity about the comics. Like, I read the original comic. It's like, yeah, so you're bragging that you got through the comic because it's so hard to get through because it's so annoying to read. It's like, if the words were actually interesting, I would want to read it. So, yeah.
Savage, Amber.
I just looked at the pictures and
oh my god.
I still can't understand what happened. There was a note and they left to their deaths. So basically, as far as I can tell, Batman and Catwoman, basically, they're not around anymore. They fell to their doom before the wedding, and so Batman Catwoman will no longer be in the comics from this day forward.
Well, actually, Nightwing is going to be taking over for Batman, but not because he leaped to his doom. That's not what happened. Batman, at the end of the issue, after Catwoman left him at the altar, leaps off to go to work, not as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
I can't even understand what's going on. I didn't even see an altar.
They were going to get married on the rooftop, because that's the rooftop where they had a sleepover.
What? Oh, where they were snuggling with his cape.
Let's go with that, yeah. Alright, so that is one win for Team Bat.
They should make a blanket like that. That's like a blanket that's in the shape of a bat cape.
No.
I've had enough of the game, Selina.
Aren't you the least bit curious?
I can't afford to be curious. Begin.
You can't afford to have a bat suit either.
Yeah, Luke said that when he leapt to his doom, he had tears in his eyes, so I'm assuming it was because of Selina's terrible haircut.
No, that's besides the point. I will say the good thing about issue 50 is the art is fantastic. It features Batman artists from like the past 70-something years.
Yeah, I didn't understand why the art style kept changing. I was like,
because they were highlighting all the different artists who worked on Batman and Catwoman for like the past 50 years. You had everybody in there, going all the way back to the, like, 60s.
I mean, it was interesting, but that's not how old comics are, right?
No, this was supposed to be a celebration, because this was the big wedding issue, and then they had a cop-out at the end. They didn't go through with it.
Yeah, that's stupid. Oh yeah, so Alfred's like, oh, can I be happy, or he's like, can I be happy, Alfred? And then he's like, that's the only part I could understand, is Alfred and him talking. Can I be happy, Alfred? Well, you deserve it if anyone does, or something like that.
Rethink your strategy.
Rethink your strategy, Amber.
So, as far as I can tell, Luke told me that, basically...
Yes?
Something like they were gonna write their own vows, and in Selina's vow, it was like, well, I don't want to say it, but it's basically like, sucks to be you, Batman, I'm leaving you. That's her vow.
Okay. Alright, I need to explain this because you don't...
You sure show a girl a good time.
Yeah, let's go with that, Selina. Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. She leaves him at the altar, but originally, at the start of it, they were planning on getting married. And what was happening was, it's actually Selena's fault because she invited her best friend to be her maid of honor, and Alfred became the witness for Bruce. Originally, they were gonna have like a big superhero wedding, and Superman was gonna be the best man.
Oh,
and then they decided on, no, that's not gonna work. We're just gonna have like a little family gathering with the kids and your cats and, you know, surviving family. And then they were like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're still young and hip, so we're gonna elope. And that's where things started to go downhill, because I'm pretty sure that the Bat family would have helped them go through with their own wedding. Pretty sure that would have happened.
Yeah, so some blonde chick
Molly.
that
Holly.
hanging
Sorry.
around or
Holly.
something. And then somehow Bane thought he psychically made them not get married or something? Like, what?
Okay, now you're jumping really far ahead.
I don't even understand. Like, I think Bane is delusional. Like, oh yeah, I made that happen with my mind. It's like, sure. Yeah, sure you did, Bane. Okay. So basically, the whole comic is just, if you just want to go insane, then read that comic, because it just doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't matter what I feel for you.
That's all that matters, Bruce.
I can't let you stop me. Begin.
For I am Bruce Wayne! Bah!
This is why I don't read comics, because I don't understand. It's like trying to do poetry while the pictures are nice, but I can't understand what it's trying to say.
Okay, I'm gonna explain this. So, because Selena, like, the more she keeps talking about, you know, all this stuff, her friend, who she breaks out of prison, by the way, to be her maid of honor, because she doesn't have any other friends.
She only has a friend in prison? Ouch.
Yeah, she has a lot of prison
not
friends.
good.
It's her best friend, so she breaks out of prison for a day.
Yeah.
I'm flying squirrel man. Ow.
Sorry.
It's okay. So she breaks him out of, you know, prison, and they're sitting down and they're talking, getting ready for the eloping. Well, Batman basically goes and abducts a minister in the middle of the night
Why would he abduct somebody?
because the minister is a criminal, and Batman has some dirt on him, and he's gonna let him go if he marries him and his girlfriend.
But don't you have to be like... Even if you get a minister to say everything, you still have to have it legally done at the courthouse and stuff.
I really don't
minister has
know
to
how their
sign
marriage would be legally binding without their real names, but
Yeah, the minister has to sign the piece of paper, and so do you. And then you have to take it down to the courthouse, so, like, he would have to... It doesn't make any sense. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why comics don't make sense in real life.
they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be an escape from reality.
Yeah,
But
major escape.
they aren't really being an escape from reality.
Just like me riding an elephant that's pink, an escape from reality. It just doesn't... It's
Bruce Wayne!
so far out of reality, it doesn't make any sense.
Alright. So, anyway, Holly is telling Selena, wow, this sounds really great, and, you know, I can't believe that you're actually gonna do it, Selena. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're actually gonna make the Batman happy. She says, which means it's the end of the Batman. You are the only, like, rogue who was ever able to fully get rid of Batman. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, well, the fact that you make him so happy, there's no way that he could continue being a crime fighter. Because what makes him so angsty and angry is what happened to him to be Batman. Whoops.
So, who cares? That'd be a great way to get rid of him.
No, he actually, I mean, I really think that a talented writing staff could juggle the Batman, you know, aspect of him and the Bruce Wayne happy aspect. Like,
So
it's been done before.
She's implying that, like, his work ethic and all his gadgets and all his thirst for justice would disappear because he's happy? That doesn't make any sense. It's stupid.
I don't know, that's, I mean...
She should have just been like... So basically Catwoman is, like, unreasonably influenced by her friends.
Yes.
So Catwoman is just so dumb that she's just like, oh.
So you call and I come?
It's called being a team, Selena.
You can't train a cat to do that.
Begin.
So she's like, oh, my friend thinks that this is happening, so I don't have a mind of my own. I just do whatever my friends say. Why didn't she just talk about it with Bruce and go, hey, are you okay with this? Is this gonna be okay? It's gonna be fine, Selena. I'll still be a crime fighter even though I'm happy. Okay, that's great. So we discussed it. Now we'll get married. See, that would have been a very simple conversation if she was just in communication.
Okay, so pretty much...
That's why they should have gone to marriage counseling before they got married, because then they would have learned to communicate better. And then this whole thing wouldn't have happened. See, they should have gone to marriage counseling with the minister. That's why you shouldn't have a crime boss as your minister. What?
That's a good point, yeah.
Just saying, most people go to premarital counseling.
That's true.
Alright, so what were you gonna say?
So they're sitting down and they're having their little discussion. Not Batman and Selina, of course. They're, you know, completely in separate rooms, which gives her ample time to escape the wedding.
Yeah.
With her and her friend, but you don't know that until like halfway through the issue.
What was up with the weird dress she was wearing, though?
Because she's not pure.
You're saying that she would wear a purple and black dress to her own wedding?
Those are Batman's colors in DC Rebirth, though.
So? You'd wear a white dress. That's so dumb. And if you're, like, supposedly not pure or whatever, you'll wear an off-white dress. Everyone knows that. If you've been married...
This is training!
If you've been married before, you wear an off-white dress. If you've never been married, you wear a white dress.
Okay, so... Let's talk about, so after her friend talks her out of getting married because she'll make Bruce happy, Bruce falls apart and is emotionally broken. So the end of the book, you see Bane meeting with Selina's friend. Selina and Batman are broken up, and Batman is, like, acting like a, you know, kid who was dumped on prom. And Bane says, "Yes, at last, the bat has been broken." So... It's basically, and even DC and Tom King, the writer, have said, yeah, we are doing a new version of Nightfall, except instead of Batman's body being broken, his heart has been broken by Bane.
Stupidest thing I've ever...
Welcome to 2018!
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I just think that someone... I don't know, I just think that comic book should have never been made. It would have been better if they just never explained the story than write that comic.
The thing is, they were building this up for like a year and a half. Like the wedding of, yeah.
There should be comic part 1, and then they should have part 2, just like they had Infinity War part 1. And then the real Infinity War is part 2, because it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Infinity War number 1 never didn't make any sense, because it's like, oh, Doctor Strange is just like, there's a reason for all this, you know. And you don't find until the next, you know, movie, which obviously is gonna happen. So I just think there should be a part 2 of this where they finally get married. Because it's just stupid. I can't deal with this comic of them not getting married.
Do you want to know how manipulative DC is, though? There is a couple that's getting together and already talking about marriage. Nightwing and Batgirl! Woo! It happened officially.
They're not real people, Luke.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
I thought you were done with crime.
How else can a girl get your attention?
Begin.
You always get his attention.
Cocktail dress?
Yeah, she tries really hard to get his attention. I mean, look at that suit. Just seriously.
All right, so
I don't understand this whole thing. Like, oh, my heart is broken. It's just gonna keep going the same way it always is. They're gonna just meet on rooftops and, you know, make out and stuff and everything. So it's just gonna be the same it always has been. I mean, it's just, why would it be any different? Oh, we didn't officially secretly say to nobody at all that we were married. Secretly, in a secret ceremony of just us and a mobster. Just dumb. Like, that's not a real wedding anyway.
He's not a mobster. He's
two people and a mobster on a building.
It's not a mobster. He's a priest with some parking tickets.
I think he had a little bit more than parking.
No, he had a little bit of a drinking problem, and he had some parking tickets. That's what made it funny.
Oh. Well,
like Batman.
I just think, like, if you're really gonna get married, why would you get married just in front of yourselves? It's just dumb. Unless you hate all your family and they're insufferable, which can actually be a reason.
We can call it, Selina.
We can call it love. But the funny thing is, Selina says she still loves him. Like, she made this great sacrifice so that he could be the hero that the world needs. And the reason why she believes this, there is a comic book before where Booster Gold gives Catwoman and Batman his wedding present, which is to take them to a world without Batman. And it's basically like Teen Titans Go to the Movie, where they, like, removed all the superheroes from history. That's the world without Bruce Wayne as Batman.
So stupid.
So that is also in the back of Selina's mind when she dumps him. So Booster Gold can also be considered to blame for the breaking up the Bat and Cat.
There can't possibly... He couldn't have possibly made that big of an impact.
He really did. Selina was really disturbed by it.
But there's no reason, like, then why couldn't she just help him be Batman and stop?
It was a world where Bruce Wayne never became Batman. He was fine as a person,
but he would still...
But then Dick Grayson became, like, a murder Batman.
Why would he cease to be Batman if he married Selina?
Because his parents never died.
No, but I'm saying if he married Selina, though, he would still be Batman.
Yeah, I mean...
He's always gonna be angry.
I'm always angry.
I know, you didn't really change since you got married. You're happy sometimes, but you're still the Batman guy. You're still interested in everything you were interested in before you got married.
Exactly.
So it doesn't make any sense. It's not like somebody changes, oh, I'm married now I'm a zombie, and I just sit around petting my cat and having Selina bring me my slippers. He's still gonna be doing all the stuff that he usually does.
I win!
People don't change that much because they get married. They're still the same person.
How does he look like Batman there? He looks like a waiter at like a fancy soiree. But yeah, anyway, people, what did you think about the wedding of Batman and Catwoman? Was it the big letdown that you thought it would be?
Yes.
Were you happy about it? Were you whatever? You heard Amber's fresh reaction. She just read the comic and she's just kind of like, what? I had to read through it. It was terrible. There's some cool things that are happening, but basically it's an emotional, like, nightfall for Batman. And Dick Grayson is going to take over as Batman for a little bit, and Nightwing and Batgirl are officially together after the end of the Nightwing arc in issue 40-something through 43, and Batgirl issue 25, which was a $5 comic book, but a really good read, so go read that. It's much better than the wedding of Batman and Catwoman. Anything. So anyway, people, thanks so much for watching another Injustice Versus. In the comment section below, tell us who you want to see battle next time. And remember, every Tuesday is Injustice Day.
Woo!
God bless and happy gaming.
See ya!